Well, ladies and gentlemen, a mismatch gone wrong. Now, before you guys go, squealing and bawling and moaning about how Manny Pacquiao was robbed, guess what I think about that fight? I just watched it, by the way. I did not watch it live. I wasn't even going to watch that fight for free. I'm sorry. But the shocking news is we have a horrendous upset in the sport of boxing. This is a huge upset because I don't know Jeff Horn. Like, he ain't famous or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Jeff Horn, a basic nobody, beat Manny Pacquiao fair and square in Australia last night. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I just watched all 12 rounds. I believe Jeff Horn beat Manny Pacquiao. Now, how did Jeff Horn beat Manny Pacquiao? How did he do it? All right, so let me explain to you what Jeff Horn did to beat Manny Pacquiao. And this is a huge upset. This is a monumental upset. This is not controversial in any shape or form. Jeff Horn beat Manny Pacquiao. Yes, he did. Now, how did he do it? One, he roughed up Manny Pacquiao. He bent the Marquess of Queensberry rules. He headbutted him. He rabbit punched him. He wrestled him on the inside. He locked him up. All right? All these things Jeff Horn did to Manny Pacquiao. Jeff Horn stayed aggressive for the most part throughout this fight. He did box Manny Pacquiao in round 2 and some other rounds. But for the most part, Jeff Horn was coming forward. He was the aggressor throughout the fight. He looked like the bigger guy throughout the fight. But here's the more important things that Jeff Horn did strategically, which is why he beat Manny Pacquiao. Jeff Horn never fought Manny Pacquiao at his preferred range. Manny Pacquiao is a mid-range fighter. Jeff Horn was either fighting Manny Pacquiao on the outside or he was fighting him up close on the inside. He'd put his head down and he would feint Manny Pacquiao one way and then get to the inside. And once he got on the inside, he'd rabbit punch him. He'd try to punch to the body. He'd try to punch to the head. Okay? He uses uppercuts on the inside, kind of like a la Marcus Maidana. So this was a rough and rugged fight. This was a rough and rugged fight in which Manny Pacquiao, in my opinion, won round 2 clearly, and round 9, absolutely he won round 9. He busted up Jeff Horn's eye really badly, and the referee wanted to stop the fight after round 9. And they gave Jeff Horn round to do another round, and Jeff Horn took round 10, 11, and 12. Jeff Horn basically smothered Manny Pacquiao for space, so he couldn't get space to land his uppercuts and his punches on the inside. Because once Jeff Horn got on the inside, he'd either lock up, or he'd work the body, or he would rabbit punch, okay, and lock up. Once on the outside, Jeff Horn would either stay out of range, you would see him snapping back at an angle, or sometimes he would actually stutter step Manny Pacquiao, but he would stutter step laterally. That is, he would go as if he's going to go left, and then he would stutter step to his right. He'd look like he's ambidextrous because he'd square up and stutter step one way or the other. He also was pretty good at bobbing and weaving as well. Even though I don't consider anything that Jeff Horn did in any way really good, he didn't do anything particularly well. In fact, he was pretty sloppy with some of his punches. They weren't accurate punches. But because of his activity and the fact that he was aggressive for most of the fight, really would have won him those rounds because Manny Pacquiao wasn't able to throw off the punches he wanted to do, and therefore Manny Pacquiao's activity was actually less, I think, in my opinion, from watching it, those rounds I saw, than Jeff Horn. Now, let me just make it abundantly clear, I didn't watch the fight last night. I didn't watch it live, even though it was for free. I didn't bother to watch it. I woke up this morning, I just saw it a couple minutes ago, the news that Jeff Horn had beaten Manny Pacquiao. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't, because Jeff Horn, he's not that great a boxer. Okay, and even after I've seen the fight with Manny Pacquiao, he's not that great a boxer. Okay, Manny Pacquiao for the most part was trying to lead off with his lead left. He was going head hunting at a certain point in time, and Jeff Horn would constantly just basically snap back out of the way of those punches because he's much longer, much taller. And he very effectively stayed on the outside range of Manny Pacquiao, and he almost did like what Manny Pacquiao would do. He would jump in and out of Manny Pacquiao's range, just like how Manny Pacquiao jumps in and out of range. Jeff Horn was actually doing the same thing. And he would even use the stutter step like Manny Pacquiao would, square up and then come on the inside and lead off with his right or lead off sometimes with his left. So this was very interesting. I mean, Jeff Horn did his homework, and he deserves. It's a well-earned win. And I heard Timothy Bradley saying that Jeff Horn did an extraordinary job, and he really did. And he pushed Manny Pacquiao back for most of the fight, which is also equally impressive. He wasn't super clean with any of his shots, but he did land some body and head shots, quite a few actually. And he took some pretty good blows. I mean, round 9, he took some hellacious punches from Manny Pacquiao, and he remained standing, and he was busted up for it. So, good fight by Jeff Horn. He deserves that win. And it all goes to show that when, some of the most dangerous opponents are the ones that we as the public and maybe even the boxer underestimate. Like Manny Pacquiao probably went into that fight very confident he could beat Jeff Horn. And Jeff Horn gave him something he just didn't expect. You know what I'm saying? So, that's why you don't underestimate any single opponent. This is huge. This is like Holly Holm versus Ronda Rousey, except Ronda Rousey had Holly Holm had more experience and Ronda Rousey didn't have as much fights. The excuse that Manny Pacquiao was old, that's not a good enough excuse, because this has to do with range. This mainly has to do with range. And Jeff Horn fought in 2 particular types of ranges. And he would feint Manny Pacquiao as if he's going one way, then he'd go an opposite way. So Manny Pacquiao couldn't read him, especially when he's getting to the inside. And he was pretty quick getting to the inside as well. So Manny Pacquiao couldn't get into his rhythm, he couldn't get into his flow, and therefore he couldn't really do something to punish Jeff Horn. Even though he did look like a Pacquiao in round 9, Jeff Horn made a mistake and he got caught. And Pacquiao just kept on landing to Jeff Horn's head like religiously. He tried to land to Jeff Horn's body, but Jeff Horn, he has a way of shifting his whole body. It's called shifting. You see Gennady Golovkin, you see even Pacquiao do it sometimes. So he shifted from his left to his right, and so Pacquiao, if he threw a punch, he'd usually miss, or Jeff Horn would sometimes put his head down and bob and weave to get on the inside. I mean, what are you going to do after that? Can't do nothing. Your punch is not effective. So Jeff Horn basically knew how to get to the inside of Pacquiao, and he knew how to stay on the outside, just out of range of Pacquiao, and that's why Jeff Horn won this fight. That's basically it, right? But this leads me to another fight that's upcoming, which we have underestimated, and that's Mayweather versus Conor McGregor. And why I say we underestimate this fight, and it makes this fight a little bit more intriguing, is because Mayweather, like Pacquiao, they're old guys. Okay, Pacquiao's 38, Floyd's 40. Floyd hasn't been fighting in a while. And it just dawned on me, I know Conor McGregor has no boxing professional skill whatsoever. I mean, Jeff Horn, at least he's unknown, but at least he was a #1 contender in the WBO, right? So when Pacquiao faces Jeff Horn, that makes sense, Conor McGregor ain't got no professional experience whatsoever. Just imagine Conor McGregor was to beat Floyd Mayweather. Somehow, some way, somehow, he was to beat him. Now, that would be huger than Jeff Horn beating Manny Pacquiao. I mean, Jeff Horn beating Manny Pacquiao it's a serious upset. Okay, this is ridiculous because Pacquiao's a legend, right? And Jeff Horn, he beat Manny Pacquiao. He beat him. It's what it is. Say what you want. He beat him. All right, they have a rematch. They're going to have a rematch, and we'll see if Pacquiao can do anything. The other person who did that was Tyson Fury versus Vladimir Klitschko, and we found out Tyson Fury was cheating because he was using cocaine. But, I mean, that was a huge upset in itself. But now you got Jeff Horn. I don't know who the hell he is. At least I knew who Tyson Fury was. All right, it's kind of like the only thing that didn't happen. Why I can't say Buster Douglas versus Mike Tyson. It's not huger than Buster Douglas versus Mike Tyson is because, at least, with Buster Douglas versus Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas had been to world championship level, though, before. Tyson got knocked the hell out. Okay, Buster Douglas knocked him out. This didn't happen. Jeff Horn didn't comprehensively beat Manny Pacquiao's tail, like, slaughter him and then knock him out. He didn't do that. But what he did was he comprehensively beat him. I mean, Pacquiao had 2 convincing rounds. Round 2 and round 9. I'm just being real here. I don't know about anybody else, but that's what I saw. So, anyway, the point is that Mayweather versus Conor McGregor could be one of those fights where McGregor, he really believes he can beat Floyd Mayweather. So if Mayweather is not on his A game, period, and he's 40 years old already, he can get his ass whooped too. Like Pacquiao got beat by Jeff Horn. Because there is no way, nowhere in my mind, I had configured that Jeff Horn could beat Manny Pacquiao. I thought Pacquiao would stop him, and he almost did, to be honest. right? Round 9, he almost stopped Jeff Horn. He was beating his ass up, right? But Jeff Horn got back to his game plan. In round 10 and onwards, it was Jeff Horn all the way. So, I mean, okay, yeah, Conor don't got no boxing experience, but he's got a lot of martial arts experience. And that unorthodox martial arts style could line him up somehow, some way to knock Floyd the hell out, or at least make it a competitive fight where the judges could give Conor McGregor the fight. Now, I don't know how Conor McGregor is going to work out his stamina, so he may have to spark Floyd out, or at least have him retire or something, you know what I'm saying, within 5 rounds. Because Conor, basically, he blows it out. He gets blown out by around 3 rounds. But it is boxing, so maybe he'll be able to conserve his energy. I don't know. But anyway, my point is this. Conor's got this going for him. He may be unorthodox in how he approaches Floyd. Just like how Jeff Horn was unorthodox in approaching Manny Pacquiao. And he is a counterpuncher, and he's pretty smart. So I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he's got to be smart because he landed the Mayweather fight. So that alone is genius right there. And he got the UFC to fall in line. He's not the boss, and he got UFC to make this fight. So Conor's got to be brilliant in that respect. And he's a smart businessman, and so I don't have a problem with Conor McGregor because he made more money than Floyd has made at this point in juncture in his career. So I got hats down to Conor McGregor. So can Conor pull this off and knock Floyd's ass out because he may have to spark him out or make him retire? It's possible. It is really possible. It is really possible, folks. I'm not a Floyd Mayweather hater. I like Floyd Mayweather, but he's 40 years old, and Conor McGregor could knock his ass out in some sort of unconventional way, maybe softening up Floyd. You got to be rough with him. You got to rough Floyd up, and he's 40 years old, so you rough him up, you know, because you got to use masseuse and all that. You got to rough his ass up, okay? Unless the referee now starts calling you on that, but you got to rough Floyd up. You got to rough him up. You got to use, you know, your holds and your tackles and be subtle with it, but rough him up, soften him up for later on. And Conor got to find some way to do that. Floyd can fight at almost every range pretty well, but he does have a specific sort of way of doing things. If Conor can get onto that, seeing that Conor is more of a mixed martial arts dude, not just a boxer, so he may be able to figure out, yeah, I'm onto him here. Conor's not as quick as Floyd, I don't think so, but he is longer and he is bigger and stronger. Again, you think about it. Pacquiao versus Jeff Horn was taller. Jeff Horn was bigger, taller, stronger. You look at Gennady Golovkin versus Danny Jacobs. Jacobs was bigger, taller, stronger. Of course, Jacobs didn't win that fight, but it was competitive. Again, if Conor McGregor doesn't even win this fight, he's still going to win. If he's competitive, if Floyd don't knock him out, if he makes this fight more intriguing than we expected it to be, it's going to be all good. You know what I'm saying? So, because what I don't like that. All of these superstar boxers, they're going to pick on somebody who is, by all events and purposes, less qualified than they are. Take, for instance, Floyd Mayweather picking on Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor ain't got no pro boxing experience. I know it's a crossover fight, but still. And so if Floyd gets his tail knocked out, how am I supposed to feel bad about that? And I don't think that boxing is going to be affected by that because the matchup was supposed to be a mismatch. So anything short of Floyd knocking out Conor McGregor or even just totally railroading him, and beating him up and outclassing him, anything short of that is a plus for Conor McGregor. Anything is a plus for Conor McGregor. And I don't even know if Floyd can stop Conor McGregor. I don't even know if he can stop him. Maybe he can. But because he's a boxer. I mean, he's the best pro boxer. So people say if Floyd gets beat by Conor McGregor, stopped or knocked out, it's going to hurt boxing. No, it's not going to hurt boxing. What it will say is that Conor McGregor, he's the king of boxing. That's what it will say. And boxing may become more popular if Conor McGregor knocks out Floyd Mayweather. Because people want to see Floyd Mayweather get knocked out. So it really will not hurt boxing one way or the other. If Floyd beats Conor McGregor, then Floyd just shows that his pedigree and again shows that boxing is superior to MMA. Either way how you look at it, boxing is not going to lose out with this fight. Just as how boxing has not lost out with Manny Pacquiao facing Jeff Horn and losing to Jeff Horn. Boxing goes on. Okay? Besides that, if Floyd gets his ass whooped by Conor McGregor, guess what? The following couple weeks, we got Canelo versus GGG. So the haters of Floyd Mayweather will be happy, and now they get a fight made in heaven. GGG versus Canelo. You know, and if GGG stops Canelo, you know, even though both cases I don't see either of them happening, Mayweather getting stopped by McGregor or Canelo getting stopped by GGG. But hey, anything can happen in boxing. Pacquiao just got beat by Jeff Horn. Something I just never thought was possible on any planet. This is why the sport of boxing is a sport in which anybody, I mean anybody, can be stopped by a punch. Alright? I don't care who you are. And that's why people who say Floyd Mayweather's a god, or, you know, they were saying that about Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. is a god. Then he got stopped by Antonio Tarver. Okay? God got stopped by Antonio Tarver. He's still a god to you? You know what I'm saying? I said Mayweather's just a man. Now, if he prepares properly for Conor McGregor to deal with whatever he brings to the table, including kicking, including whatever Conor McGregor brings to the table. Because, you know, Conor McGregor could kick Floyd accidentally or even knee him or something like that. And Floyd's been kneed by Marcus McDonough. Depending on the referee, too. This, you know, whoever referees that fight. But at the end of the day, my point is this. You may say this is a mismatch, and then next thing it turns out to be an upset. A tremendous upset. Might be bigger upset than if Conor McGregor knocks out Floyd Mayweather or beats him. That's a bigger upset than Buster Douglas versus Mike Tyson. Bigger. It's bigger than Manny Pacquiao versus Jeff Horn upset. It's bigger than any upset in the sport of boxing. You know why? Conor McGregor is not a boxer. Not a professional boxer. He's not. And no matter how you try to spin it, if Conor McGregor beats Floyd Mayweather, it'll be a huge upset. Now, if Floyd Mayweather beats Conor McGregor, so what? He won a boxer. He wasn't a professional boxer, and this is boxing. Floyd's supposed to win. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to hurt Conor. Conor is in a win-win situation. It's not going to hurt the UFC. It'll be like, oh, well, Floyd was that boxer that beats everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Conor's going to win out in this situation anyhow you look at it. He's going to be able to walk with his head held high, especially if he ends up on his 2 feet. If he remains standing at the end of the fight, he won. Alright? If he knocks out Floyd, he wins. If he remains standing, he wins. If he makes it to the bell and he wins by points, he wins. Anyhow you take it, Conor McGregor wins this fight. He's not going to lose. There's nothing. He could get to knock the spark out. He wins. Conor McGregor wins anyhow you look at it. Anyhow you look at it, Conor McGregor wins. Because he's not a professional boxer. So it doesn't mean nothing. It's not going to hurt the UFC at all. Because it's a boxing match. So, I mean, at the end of the day, Conor cannot lose. The only person who will lose in this situation, and he ain't really going to lose, because even if Floyd gets knocked the spark out, and all the haters are happy, guess what? Floyd ends up with the bulk of the money. He ends up rich. So it really doesn't matter. He ain't going to be TBE no more. He's not going to be the best boxer ever or none of that, because you can't be beaten by a guy who doesn't even box professionally and then be called TBE. That thing ain't happening. But he gonna have a ton of money. He gonna be rich. You know what I'm saying? So there are no losers in this fight. Now on to the Canelo versus GGG. I think Canelo beats GGG. I think he beats him handily, and it has nothing to do with GGG's age. It has to do with his fighting style. Alright, styles make fights. Okay, folks? So, in my opinion, GGG's going to get... Canelo's going to steamroll through GGG. Again, I've said this before. I say it again. I thought Pacquiao would steam through Jeff Horn. That didn't happen. So, I guess anything can happen in boxing. GGG could land that good punch, and then that'd be it. Canelo put to sleep, you know, because we all think, Danny Jacobs just did an easy job going toe-to-toe with GGG. Next thing we realize, oh no, yeah, Canelo has a style, something like Danny Jacobs, but he ain't no Danny Jacobs, It could happen that way. But at the end of the day, I think Canelo's going to run through GGG. It's going to make everybody shocked at how Canelo just demolished GGG. He may not knock him out. He may not stop him, even though I think he would. I think the fight will be stopped. But I think Canelo runs through GGG and beats him up. Now, you say to me, well, Canelo, most of his career was beating guys smaller than him, though. You know, the only guy he fought was Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., and you can say that he was probably weight trained. Who knows? Yeah, you can make all those points, but at the end of the day, this is what I'm going to say to you guys. I would say that Canelo beating on GGG is happening not because Canelo is necessarily the greatest boxer of all time or anything like that. It just has to do with Canelo's style. What he can do in the ring. And GGG has a particular style, and his style is to get hit and then to hit another guy. And he uses distance to try and protect himself for the most part. But in close, he gets walloped. And Canelo is a boxer who's really good at his mid-range game and his inside game. And Canelo will beat the stuffing out of GGG because of that. You know, and you will be surprised at how much times Canelo gets touched. You're going to be shocked about that. So, anyway, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I mean, I've been wrong this time. Jeff Horn beat Manny Pacquiao. You believe this thing? I can't believe I'm saying that. But he did. He did. So, and I know how he did it. So, it is what it is. I mean, the next time Pacquiao faces Jeff Horn, he may beat Pacquiao even worse. I mean, it's very possible because there was method to that madness. So, we'll see. All right, you guys. Have a great one.